What it do, y'all? This your boy King Ed the Great coming at y'all with another video. Be sure to subscribe and hit the like button for me. So I want to give a look back at Master P's MP The Last Don album. Now keep in mind, 1998 was a breakout year for No Limit Records. Gold, everybody that put out an album was either going gold or platinum. Niggas was sneezing platinum. Then you had the movies and the soundtracks and the compilations that was hitting. But the icing on the cake was when, and this was Servon told us on the show, when Snoop Dogg signed to No Limit. That was like Kevin Durant signing with Golden State. That's how much of a big deal that was at the time. It was a huge deal. Master P and No Limit were everywhere. So, to be the icing on the cake, he wanted to put out a double album. And this was around the time where a lot of people start putting out compilations and double album style albums. And P wanted to do that. So, there was a lot of hype behind that. And I remember when I seen the track list, and they had Bone Thugs and Harmony up there. It had E40. Snoop was on a lot of songs. UGK was on some songs. The No Limit Soldier was on some songs. I was thinking, man, this is going to be a banger. But when I listened to the album a couple times, something didn't seem right with it. I mean, I kind of felt like that Beats by the Pound was running up low on steam. You could tell by how lazy they were using some of the concepts, like Let's Get 'Em To, Make 'Em Say To. Like, they were retweaking some songs that they were already hit records. And it kind of seemed like to me that they were kind of going for the Machiavelli sound with that when they was using more bells. You could hear that on the P is Bone Till We Dead and Gone. And Master P, even with the intro, you could tell they were kind of going for that Machiavelli type sound, but it didn't come off as fluid. And this was the album here where P, man, he was just biting Tupac on every song almost, pretty much. Now, even though P changed his flow a whole lot on this album, man, because if you listen to MP The Last Don, he deepened his voice like Pac here. Whereas you listen to songs like off his True to the Game album, listen to songs like They Can't Stop Us or Break 'Em All something. Then you listen to The Last Don. It's like P tried to deepen his voice to sound like Tupac. Daddy wasn't home for mama raised me. I'm a thug, but still mama baby. Daddy wasn't home for mama raised me. Then he came out there. The streets is calling. Cause them hated niggas be ballin'. I'm like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let's ride. This is for the killers and dealers. Still bout it, nigga. Now the world gon' feel us. Let's ride. Like, he was on that shtick for every song almost. Like, he literally, then he used the Letter to the President concept for Dear Mr. President that Tupac had for Letter to the President. So he used that. The ghetto got me crazy, but it's more to life than bitches, weed, and Mercedes. I mean, throughout the whole album, it's like dude was biting Pop. But I'm going to tell y'all something that was interesting about that album, too, was the song Snitches, where Snoop was up there, and it seemed like they were dissing Suge Knight on there, on the song Snitches. It does seem like a song that Snoop, it does seem like, they used the Death Row beat from G's and Hustlers. It does seem like a Suge Knight diss. I could be unsure, but they were dissing somebody on that mug. But you could tell that Beats by the Pound, they were running on steam because they retwerked some of the classic songs. Like Make 'Em Say, they put a sequel there. Like, what's the name of that song up there? Let's Get 'Em To. Then you had some of the lazy samples, like, they were just jacking samples and just rapping like how Puffy was doing it. Just like the Boys the Men joint, with Hard to Say Goodbye. Thug Girl, where they jack Run DMC. I mean, there's another song up there they just shamelessly jack. The SWV Rain joint. Like P was just didn't care. He was just swagger jacking anything. And that kind of threw me off of a lot of the album, despite some of the moments that it had. Like, I like the joint he did with E40. That was dope. I like Let's Get 'Em, Let My Nine Get 'Em. But one of my favorite songs up there was Ghetto Life with UGK. That was one of my favorite songs. Even though P was rapping like Pac on there, it was Pimp C's verse that brought it home to me, man. And I listened to that, and it touched me. That verse touched me for real, man, because he said something that was very thought-provoking, and it was ahead of its time. And plus, he said, in the 90s it's crazy, the woman's polluted, so it ain't safe to make babies. See what I'm saying? And it sound like some old spiritual joint. But then, here's the thing. Then he jacked again. I'm just a black man trapped in this white world. I'm just a black man trapped in this white world. Like, come on, man. Now, the shameless Tupac bite, between the shameless Tupac biting, between the overcooked sampling, like he was just shamelessly jacking a lot of samples. And Snoop, he did his thing on there. I like how Snoop sounded on it. Snoop sounded rejuvenized up here because when he was on the death row, man, he didn't want to be there, man. It sounded like Suge was just leaning his shoulder on his like, all right, spit them raps, nigga. Okay, Suge, I got you. I got you. That's how it sounded. But see, on here, he sounded closer to the old Snoop Doggy Dogg. But I'm going to tell y'all this. The album was overall good, but considering that it was a grand finale for No Limit, I was very disappointed with it. I like it a lot better than I first did before. Because the last two songs were dope. The Hot Boys and Girls and the Eternity joint with C Murder. C Murder killed it. All my thug niggas ride for eternity. Let's ride, nigga. Let's ride. Even though it had a little Tupac influence, come on, man. It was like, C can do that. But MP The Last Don could have been better, man, if it would have been one disc. I think they was overworked, and it was a reflection of what to come. Even though Beats by the Pound still did projects later on, this was the start of the wheels slowly coming off. But overall, I thought it was a good album. It could have been better, and Tupac biting, you can't help but to laugh at. You got to deduct a lot of cool points from that. But it was some cool songs up there that I like, man. I mean, it was overall a good project. I'd probably give it about, right now, if I'm listening to it, I'd probably give it about a good 7 out of 10. Back in that time, I gave it at a 5 out of 10 because I was disappointed with it. But now, I'd probably give it a 7. So, let me know what you guys think. This is King Eric signing out. Peace.